Just when you thought freak-offs and Diddy were terms of the past, things we weren't going to be talking about for a while, well, freak-offs are back with a vengeance because one of the guys involved in those freak-offs is now suing Cassie, of all people, saying that she victimized him. So this guy's name is Edmond Laurent, and he is a male model. He says that he had sex with Cassie and with Diddy multiple times, but says that Cassie actually drugged him, and he's now suing her. He's also suing Diddy, but Cassie has responded to this and thinks that really this is nothing but a cash grab that is motivated purely by the amount of money she got in the settlement with Diddy. So Edmond sues Cassie and Diddy, and in his lawsuit, he's saying that Cassie very much was involved in recruiting him, and that she, at their first encounter, actually offered him cocaine, ecstasy, GHB, and he turned it down. He says he also turned down Diddy when he offered him alcohol. Yet he says as their encounter was going on, that Cassie and Diddy really felt like they wanted Edmond to be on their level. So Diddy insisted that he have a shot of alcohol. He has the booze, and then, as we've heard in a lot of the lawsuits against Diddy, he says he felt woozy and lightheaded, and it is his belief that the shot that Diddy gave him was actually laced with something, perhaps a Rohypnol, roofie, or ketamine, and he says he was lightheaded and then he was incapacitated for the rest of that encounter. That being said, Mr. Laurent says there was a second time where he felt that he was incapacitated because they spiked something that they gave him. Says he shows up this time and rejected booze. They offered him alcohol. He said didn't want it. And then instead, Diddy insisted that he put a lot of baby oil on. And so he says he slathers the baby oil all over himself. And then, same thing, he ends up incapacitated. This time, he believes that the baby oil, and in the lawsuit, he says that Cassie and Diddy helped apply this baby oil, gave it to him, and he believes that they laced the baby oil with GHB, and that's how it got into his system and incapacitated him. That's his claim. Cassie says this is ridiculous. So her response, which she just filed, we got these documents, and she filed this response to Edmond's lawsuit and said when she initially filed her lawsuit against Diddy, Edmond was all about supporting her. And in fact, remember, she files the lawsuit and then it settles a day later. But for that day, we were all looking at all these details. And it was the first time we'd seen written out there all the claims, all the allegations of horrific things that Diddy did to Cassie. Well, she says she got a text message from him that said, the text message read, "Hi, hope you're okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know he was doing that to you. I will definitely be a witness for you, Edmond L." So she says that text message made it clear to her that, that Edmond was volunteering to testify. He had been there with her, had seen things that he was willing to testify in court about upon reading her lawsuit. Then the lawsuit settles, and sometime after it settles, we didn't know immediately when Diddy and Cassie reached the settlement how much she was getting, but it later comes out that the reported amount was about $20 million, and she believes that's when this flipped. And in her response to his lawsuit, she says it's pretty clear that Edmond is only going after her, only suing her, because he knows how much money she got from Diddy, and basically he wants a cut of that. She says that he had never said anything about her victimizing him, anything that she had done to him. And in fact, she points out that in the lawsuit, Edmond himself describes Cassie as being incapacitated when they were having these freak-offs. So if she's incapacitated, how is she, in turn, making him the victim? Her point is, I'm a victim of Diddy. Maybe he's a victim of Diddy also, but that's not my fault. Don't blame me. So Edmond is going forward with a lawsuit against Cassie and Diddy. Now, Diddy's response to the lawsuit is more about statute of limitations having passed, and that Edmond is very vague about the time frame of when these freak-offs happened. So that's why Diddy thinks that the lawsuit should be dismissed. But for Cassie, she says, this guy was completely on my side. and only changed his tune, only started blaming me in legal documents once he knew the big payday that I got from my settlement with Diddy. So we will see. The judge has not ruled on this yet, whether to dismiss it, but Edmund is going forward and says, don't believe Cassie when she says she's a victim. In his eyes, he's the victim and she did it to him. There's an interesting turning of the tables for a Diddy freak off, and we will see what the courts have to say about it.